All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Market Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Good morning, Carlos. Running a little behind. Still trying to get my cereal here.
Oh, no worries. I was going to ask her if you're having cereal. What's the cereal of choice this morning?
Cereal. I just forget what it's called. It's I don't know, something oat flaky. Anyway, it's good. I like it.
It's good. That's all that matters.
Whatever it is, I just can never remember the name. I'm not sure why.
Doesn't matter. As long as it's good, that's the important part. All right, we're going to jump right into it. I think we have some data coming out this morning. Today's Wednesday, so happy Wednesday to everyone. Hopefully you guys are having an amazing morning. Let's take a look here at our overall market pulse and kind of what's happening for today, Peter.
So first, I need to address the rumors. Definitely no Twinkies. I have not touched one since. They're still sitting in my closet. I've had zero desire to even look at them. And gluten free? Are you kidding me, man? Extra gluten for me. But sprinkle gluten all over my stuff. But anyways, on the economic calendar, yesterday we had quite a down day, didn't we? I mean, everything started red and pretty much, went red as the day went on. That was sort of on the back of some of the news that we had. So yesterday, the JOLTS number came out after the open around 10 o'clock. And we said to look for that. And it came out much higher than expected, right? A lot more job openings out there, which usually means the Fed is going to respond, usually with higher interest rates, which gets the markets nervous. So I was interested to watch the non-farm employment number today, and it came out significantly under expectations. So the forecasted expected number was 153,000 jobs, and previously it had been 180,000. So that's even a lowered forecast. So the number came out even lower than that at only 89,000. So that is in stark contrast to the number of job openings that we saw yesterday. So interesting, difference in the numbers. Maybe these are going to be adjusted. Who knows? But maybe that'll calm the markets, and we can see a little bit of a rise this morning. I mean, right now, the North American markets are slightly green, so we're looking a little higher. And around the globe, by the way, everything is just barely green today. So that's much prettier, if you will, than what we had yesterday. A lot of news coming out today, sort of like we had yesterday. At 9:45, we have the U.S. Services PMI. The big ones are at 10. The ISM services and factory orders are coming out. Those are the two big numbers we really got to keep our eye on. And then a bunch of Fed speakers, right? Bauman and Goolsbee and Bowman are all speaking. Bowman's busy person today, speaking twice at two different events. The second one, just doing the keynote or just the introduction at some conference, something. Anyways, and I'm not sure if that's actually two different speeches or my different news sources have him speaking at different times. But one way or the other, it doesn't have a big market impact. So I put them both in there in case one was right and one was wrong. Anyways. So like today, look for the PMI numbers at 9:45. That's only 15 minutes after the open, which means it could throw off any of your opening range trades if you're taking them, or just like be aware of it. Maybe it'll help them out, right? And they'll give you a big boost, but just be aware that you could have a little bit of a glitch in the matrix if you're looking at or in a trade at that 15 minutes after the open. All right, so that's what we got for this morning. Some interesting stuff on the gappers, so I'm sort of interested to get to it because we got some news out there. We'll see if it translates into trading opportunities.
Yep, absolutely. Let's jump right into that. So right now, our gappers list, a couple of things in the green side of the field here, and we do have Bitcoin, Riot, and Mav. I don't see coin here. But again, now they're up this morning. PLTR has been making a lot of noise. So it's on this list very early on. But when I saw like around 5 a.m.
You were ahead of the news on that. You were talking about PLTR yesterday. And what did you know? Insider?
No, I
How'd you
knew
know?
I knew nothing.
Yeah. Well, all right.
There's somebody today getting called for some insider news, by the way. Anthony over from Goldman Sachs. What's his name here? Just saw that on the news. So he did some
Oh,
insider trading there. He's gonna be facing some legal situations.
oh, I
So
didn't see that.
oh
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So
Naughty, naughty. Hand in the cookie jar.
where is this guy? Oh, there he is. Look at him. I love how they put this on here. One ethics prize in college. Doesn't mean he was a bad person all the time, right? Maybe he just made a mistake. It's like, look at him, like, come on
That's
now.
so random.
It's so
Like,
random. One
how old is he
ethics.
now?
I don't know.
Like,
He still looks pretty
is he
young.
40 something? So like half his life ago, 20 years ago, he won an ethics prize in college. Like, anyways,
Like, who cares? Oh, fun, fun,
exactly.
fun. I think they expect everybody to, if you're going to be a criminal, you're going to be a criminal very early on, and it's going to reflect your entire life. No, it doesn't work that way. All right, let's see here. And some people honestly just make a mistake and get caught up in things, right? So let's dive right into it, guys. So look at our gappers list. Let's go right into what's gapping up this morning. Control A, Control X is going to get rid of our watch list from yesterday, so we're going to clean that up nicely there. And then let's head right over to FRLN. So let's look at this one here. FRLN. This morning up 46%. Freeline Therapeutics. Wow, nice pop. 4.4 million shares traded. Hard to borrow right now. Float on this bad boy is 1.1 million. So definitely very, very low float. We've seen some action on this in the past. I don't recall the name being on our list when it was doing this here. So it's not ringing a bell. Peter,
Yep.
is there any news on this worth watching?
Yeah, it's a phase one trial. So this is another biotech continuing the theme from yesterday. They had positive top line results on that phase one trial, and hence we're seeing the jump up. Good volume, excellent volume. I mean, look at that, 4.5 million shares almost. So maybe this one will stay in play for the morning. But yeah, that's the news. If you like to trade this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, agreed. So let's put it on here. F again. Be very, very careful. Definitely in play. That's not the right ticker. FLRN. Ooh, that's brutal. Barcode status there. Let's get the right ticker down here. Here we go.
Wow, what is
Yeah.
that? That is so weird. Look at that.
We've seen something like this before. I don't know what is this? Spider Bloomberg. All right, so it must be one of these tickers that's just
Engineered
kind of,
price changes. What the heck is this?
yeah.
Investment grade floating rate ETF. Wow,
Yeah.
that's so weird. Okay, that's not
Whatever.
it though.
Don't trade that. Don't trade that. This low flow is probably healthier for you. If we could put those two words together. FRLN. That's the one. 4 million guys, up 48%. Definitely in play today. Just got to be careful. Not looking so good right now, though. We got the initial pop, which is nice. I don't like this drop here on low flows. We want to see ABCD patterns after ABCD patterns. Hopefully that changes because it does have people's attention. BROG this morning. BROG. We saw this. We saw this a few days ago too. Um, uh,
Did we?
Not, yeah, it popped up. Either I saw it or somebody mentioned it. We didn't make a big deal about it because obviously, look at it, it's just nasty. So this
Well,
morning up 11%, 108,000 shares traded.
not worth looking at today, really. This is Bruges Inc. Anyways, there is a proposal submitted by Gulf Navigation Holdings to buy them out. So basically, it's not a firm offer. It's just a proposal for buyout. But basically, it's a buyout, and a buyout on a stock that, I mean, look at the daily volume. Normally, it's trading 100,000 shares. So not anything very exciting here.
Yeah, daily is just
Yeah,
messy,
it's
messy.
not. It's
Yeah.
this is. I think you can float. You can float the garbage can downriver on this bad
Oh
boy.
yeah,
So
yeah. Let's get the garbage can out. I mean, people ask
there
me
you go.
what is a bad daily. This is a excruciating, excruciating, painful daily chart that we have here. So, who's trading this, by the way? Like, who's coming in here, looking at BROG and buying here? Like, who's doing that?
Well,
Probably,
yeah,
probably the owner. Probably the owner.
yeah. It's probably just some people who are buying the stocks because they're actually interested in investing in it or whatever the situation is. But yeah, it's not. It's nobody trying to do what we're doing.
Yeah, well, definitely not. Definitely not. All right, let's look at Riot, and we have Riot and Mara here as well. So right this morning up 4.1. So I'm assuming Bitcoin is bouncing a little bit today. And again, just not seeing anything great. Rise probably the worst one. I like Mara, can trade a little bit better. And it did give you some good days. The last 2 days especially. Here was yesterday. So a nice, beautiful drop there. And then the day before, you actually got some clean trading out of it as well. So if we can continue with that, this is really good trading here. And the volume is great, man. 2 million. And then after that, after it settles down, still giving you a million. So the volume is there. I don't know.
Uh,
Could be something.
Yeah, I don't know. Like over the weekend, it had a big rise in Bitcoin rates, which caused all of these to move. And we're Wednesday now, midweek, and I think it's just sort of settling out after that. I don't really see any action or news in the Bitcoin sphere. There was news Monday about Coinbase getting approval in Singapore for cryptocurrency activity, but that didn't really seem to have a long term impact. So like you said, maybe it'll trade well, but it's not really on any news today that I can see.
I will keep that off my list. Well, no, I'll keep it a secondary actually because again, traded well yesterday, the day before. Hopefully that can continue. It's getting volume, so we'll see. Next one on here is PLTR. So PLTR was on this list very, very early on, making some moves, and now we're up to 1.5 million shares traded. Great drop yesterday, right? We saw a lot of selling pressure on it. I like the way this thing has been moving lately, so I am going to add it to my list. So put
Now,
on here
Carlos,
PLTR. Yeah.
you didn't win any ethics prize in college, did you?
Unfortunately, not. I was the
Okay, because I'm
opposite.
just saying you were mentioning it yesterday, and
Yeah.
today they have two pieces of news
Hmm.
that seems like you had some insider knowledge there, but I don't know. Did you trade it yesterday?
I did not trade it. So that's
All
my
right,
proof.
so
That's my
you're good.
proof right
You
there.
might be good on the ethics
Yeah.
probe. Then we'll see. Nobody likes a probe, but anyways, two pieces of news. They got a new contract with UK Health. And UK Health is always good for IT services companies. Company I used to work for, one of our largest clients was UK Health, and being that they run all health services across the UK, it's a big client, and they tend to do actually a lot of innovative stuff. So it's not a bad place to have a contract. Anyways, this one's about 480 million, so about $500 million on that contract value. So that's good for PLTR. They also announced, and this is where they go into the buzzwords, but they're extending their partnership with PwC. So this is Price Waterhouse Cooper, as they used to be known as, PwC these days. They're one of the big consulting firms, and they're collaborating on AI. So as soon as you say AI, they get some interest as well. So two bits of good news there, which is probably why we're seeing the volume this morning. And yeah, I think it's worth watching. I mean, I watched it yesterday, didn't end up finding any real trades that I loved, but I mean, it had some interesting moves. It was mostly dropped down. We'll see if today can recover that and more. But yeah, I'll keep an eye on it. What the heck?
Yeah, I like it this morning, and I actually liked it yesterday as well. I don't know why did I had it on my list, but I got caught up with some other stuff, like Tesla. Tesla was just brutal to us yesterday. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's keep it on the list here, see what it does today. Another one that is not one of my favorites, doesn't trade very well most times, but here's INTC. Today they're gapping up 2.8, 360,000 shares traded. It looks like yesterday they had something come out here, some kind of news, right? Got a nice little pop there yesterday with some volume, and then which has been maintaining this 36.59. So,
Yeah,
um,
the whole chip sector yesterday had some moves. It was popping up at the open and then dropped down. My buddy AMD went below 100. Nvidia was had the same thing, sort of a pretty much a down day yesterday. Intel, on the other hand, was the only one that was sort of holding its ground and then popped up after the close yesterday. So they did unveil some news. So basically, that they are looking to spin off one of their divisions, their programmable chip unit, that expected to be well. The market value is split on this. Nobody quite knows because they bought this group for about 17 billion back in 2015. So the speculation is when they spin it off, uh, it could be worth probably around 20 billion, maybe larger. They haven't yet disclosed what the expected value of the spinoff will be. But that's always good when they do that. Now I'm talking about Intel. Sorry, you had MU up there, but
Oh yeah,
just
no,
give me a
you are
second.
talking about Intel. I just have him because we're talking about chip makers overall. But yeah, we're talking about
Okay,
Intel.
right.
Yep, yep.
But anyway, so that's the news on Intel and why they've got a little bit of volume and movement this morning is because of that expected spinoff. Now that's not going to happen right away, right? So there's going to be more news to come about the details of the spinoff, but the fact that the news broke overnight is what's got us moving up,
All right,
moving
there you have
on
it.
up.
So INTC again. I don't like the way this trades. I think it's a very tough trading ticker, intraday trading ticker. So I'm gonna keep it off my list. If you guys see something, call it out in chat, and we can always come back to it. Gapping down, we had more, but now I only see LAC, Lithium Americas Corp, and is this showing anything? What's happening? Nothing is loading. Do I got it right? ALC here.
No, well, you do sort of. Here's the problem. They basically have completed the company separation. So
Mm,
they were they basically it's announced. I can't remember when, a while back, that they were going to break up the company into two independent entities. And because of that, I mean, I still see it listed here, LAC. I don't know
yeah.
why
What
it's
was
not
that? What
coming up
was the
for you.
other? Was there another ticker or?
Uh, I don't know if it LAAC.
Oh, oh, it loaded now. It took a while. You guys saw that. It
Oh, that
just
was
loaded
weird.
out of nowhere. I don't know
Okay.
why. But yeah, now I
So
got data.
yeah. So anyway, so basically they're splitting off the Lithium Argentina group from the Lithium Americas group and creating two sort of separately traded entities. And I think LAAC is also Nasdaq listed. It is. So uh, yeah. So anyways, so that's the news that they're just completing that separation. Not tradable. Anyways.
Yeah, yeah. That's
LAAC.
not a great catalyst at all. We want
No.
no parts of that. Let's look at ALXO. This was on our list yesterday. I dismissed it. I think we put
Yeah.
it on our risky pile. This is what it, the day looked like. This is wild. So right over here, crazy pre-market activity at the market open. Just
Yeah.
didn't really
This is the
do
one that
much.
they had phase two trials. This is just a
Yeah.
second day play now, right? After that massive move yesterday, it's just giving a little bit back. Probably not in play.
Yeah, probably not in play. And if you're thinking of shorting, not that many shares, only 100,000 left with Interactive Brokers. I expect that to be gone very soon. As soon as we start dropping here, everyone's going to want to jump in and go short. But again, be careful. Low flow stock, second day plays like this with low volume are usually not the best. They can be very, very choppy. ENVX, another one that I dismissed yesterday. How did it do here? We had look a pop and a drop. Volume is it's okay, not bad. Not bad, but I think there were better trading stocks yesterday anyway. So I'm gonna keep this off my list. It is down 2.3, 126,000. I just don't think it's a good one, so I'll
Yeah.
keep it off again today.
If you remember the news yesterday, it was about a restructuring. They've announced more details about that restructuring, basically, and how they're calling it a realignment of its U.S. based facilities. Yeah, whatever, like I said yesterday, it really just means you can expect a bunch of write down costs for the restructuring, and probably some retooling costs, which the market never likes. So they're still suffering through that. We'll see how low it goes, but it did not trade well yesterday. Probably will not trade well at all today.
All right, here we go. Okay, so there we have it, guys. Gap up, gap down. Let's take a look at what you like, Peter. What's on your list this morning?
One that I ran into this morning. This is more just for interest. I remember trading this at around $15. Yes, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago. But Smile Direct Club. Remember them? Remember
Of
when we were
course, of
trading them?
course. Yes, yes.
SDC.
Mm-hmm.
They were gonna completely revamp the
Revolutionize. Yeah, yeah.
dental industry. You could
Yes.
like do you did your own like fittings, and they would like make you dentures or whatever, and
Wow,
they
this
would
is
ship it
seven
back to you.
cents.
And anyways, they've filed for
Ooh,
Chapter 11 bankruptcy, and as you can see, they're trading at 6 cents now.
that did
So
not last long, huh?
no, that
Huh.
that did not work out well at all. So anyway, so they in this that the Chapter 11 actually came earlier this week. I just happened to run across it today. I just thought, oh, that's another one bites the dust, eh? One of those ones that we were trading. So, but it's a good lesson to remind yourself, though. Sometimes when you get these really hot things, I mean, they just seem hot and unbeatable in the moment. VFS, maybe sort of as an example. So just keep these things in mind because they can crash and burn. I mean, we've seen a few of these recently. What was the one that was being bought out for pennies on the dollar? The blue menu. What's the
Blue
blue apron?
Apron. What's the ticker?
Blue apron. Yeah.
What's the ticker?
APRN, I think.
APRN. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's another one. I mean, their price was a little bit better, but still, oh my God, look at that. There. Hey, well,
Yes.
since we're on it, look at that barcode. So yeah, that's a good
Barcode.
example. If only the computers, arguing with each other over the price of this thing. You want to avoid anything that looks like that. If that's a 5-minute chart, the 1-minute chart's got to look even worse. So yeah, completely avoid that. I mean, that is untradeable. Like there's anyway. So yeah.
This looks like one of
Uh,
those
I
earthquake
digress.
seismograph, whatever things that you
Yeah.
see. Just looks horrible, man.
It's,
Jeez. All right,
you
let's
got
get
another one.
yeah, yeah.
The
Let's get that one there for
garbage
them.
truck on fire. I like it. Anyways, look, the lesson here is just be careful about high flying things because you never know when they're going to crash, and it certainly happens much more regularly than we tend to remember because we like to forget those things. Like you remember the stuff that works really well, we tend to forget the failures. So just keep that in mind when you're making investment decisions or even trading decisions. But anyways, so I ran across SDC today. I thought it was interesting to bring up. Other than that,
Wow.
can continue to watch Tesla. It's been a good trader. I've traded Tesla more in the last 2 weeks than I think I have in the last 2 years. So I've been liking Tesla's movement. It's been going well for me, anyways. So that's been pretty good. The other sector that I just want to keep an eye on, haven't heard any news out of it, but the whole travel industry. I was watching Boeing yesterday, and it actually had a trade or two in it. I'm going to watch the airlines and the cruise lines just to see if they do anything. We've had some mixed reports out of them. We all know that the fuel prices have been going up, but they're we were talking about this before. Did we ever determine ridership, sailorship on the flyership? Anyways, the number of people that are flying and sailing places has only been on the increase. If you've tried to buy anything like I have, the prices have been going up. So there's good news generally in terms of the volumes across the industry, but they're also dealing with high costs. And so a company like CCL took on a heck of a lot of debt over the course of COVID. So anyways, it'll just be interesting to see where they go. I'm waiting to see if we're going to get some good trading out of them. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm trying to keep an eye on the sector just in case it does do something fun.
Yeah, yeah.
That's about it. I mean, the other sector I'm watching, by the way, is just the automotive, the EV sector. We keep thinking that things are going to move. You know how they keep popping up, Lucids and XPEV and Rivian, and they don't seem to do much. They don't trade really well. So I keep thinking eventually they got to trade well, don't they? But maybe not. I'm waiting, right? I'm not going to jump in just because I think it's going to trade well. I'm going to wait for it to actually happen, and then I'll take a trade on it. But I'll try and keep watching it until that occurs.
Yeah, yeah. Same here. I like Tesla out of all these for now, and then we'll see how they end up breaking out one way or the other. All right, let's take it to the room, guys. What do you guys like this morning? Nvidia. Let's see what's going on there. So we're getting Nvidia from our buddy Nvidia. That is his username. Right now, flat was down this morning, made its way into the green here. 700,000 shares traded. Yeah, I think it's worth watching. I think it's worth taking a look at. Again, this is kind of pretty much following the overall market, guys, right? So we'll have to see as a couple of data stuff coming out. It came out this morning, some more stuff coming out later today. We don't know how much this is going to really affect the overall market, but the market has been really, really pretty much doing, pushing these stocks around, right? Nvidia, if you look at Nvidia, basically looks exactly like this at the moment. So that's one that's going to get volume. Already 700,000. I think will be good to have on our list. What else? Someone mentioned Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. What we got on Apple here? Again, just kind of recovering as well. 817,000 on Apple. Apple had a good start yesterday. So Apple had a really, really nice clean compared to Tesla, right? Tesla was a little bit more choppy, but look at Apple. Good opening range there. Nice drop back down to the low of the day. Love the pre-market day, love the day. That could have been another opportunity. So I think the morning of Apple was pretty clean. I like the volume we're getting today. That seems to be on the higher side. So definitely like that. I'm gonna put that on there as well. Uh, uh, Andrew saying Peter is well dressed. Is he applying for jobs again? Peter, what is your intention? What are you doing here? He's either applying for jobs, and we know he's HR. He's going to be firing somebody because for HR, when they came in dressed, we knew somebody's
I
getting the axe.
No, I said I would never go for another job again. I'm hoping I can stick to that. But no, I have I have an open house for one of the boards I'm on, and we're hosting a bunch of um, uh, political people and anyways government officials and things like that. So I got to run off around noon for that. So yes, you're noticing the nice shirt. So yeah, I'm gonna go host a bunch of muckety mucks as the vice chair of this board. I've got to go represent and smile and shake hands and a bunch of stuff. So
I think
um,
actually that guy's in our chat. I see him on YouTube commenting saying, "What did you call me?" So you might want to you might want to see what's going on there. All right, let's see what you guys like. Let's check Meta. Let's go in Meta right now. See what's happening with Meta at the moment. So here we are again, pretty much flat. And Meta's pre-market activity always dead. Not much happening. Again, just doing whatever the overall market is up to. So if you like this one, you can put it on your list. I usually stay away from adding this to my list, maybe a secondary. But right now, you're not going to get much free market activity, and that's normal. You're still going to get around 20 million, 18 million shares traded, but the pre-market is just there's nothing to go off in the pre-market, right? So good for a possible. We'll see if anything comes out of it. All right, let's take a look. What else we have here? CDT, is that a ticker? CDT from Ross D. CDT just starts to get going here, man. This is scary. I don't like this one. More of a is it a low flow? I don't have the flow information on me, but this looks wild. Just start to get going here. The spread is insane. 30 cents there on a $9 stock.
yeah,
That's not good.
this is a
So
biotech with only about 2 million shares in the float. So
oh yeah. So again, guys, just be careful. Look at the way this thing is moving. Low of this candle is $8. The top is 12. So how do you manage your risk on this? You got to really have a plan. So be careful. It might get better at the market open, but I think you're still going to have a very high risk to be able to manage this stock. So careful on that. We could put it here in our risky pile. It'll be good for entertainment purposes, right? We do like since we're trading all day in chat, guys, over on YouTube. You can come join us. We'll pick out these stocks and watch them just for fun, but we won't trade them just to see what they're doing. But again, just be very careful. So CDT doing some stuff now. Volume is starting to pick up. It's up 100%, right? I mean, you're going from $4 to as high as 12. So up 100%, 110,000 shares traded. We'll see how this ends up today. Has ran up in the past. I mean, look at this, 11 to 25. Man, oh man. Okay. What else? Meta is good. We checked that one. Put down a secondary. AMD. Did you mention AMD, Peter? You mentioned it, but you was not really excited about it. Are you moving on to
no,
Tesla
you know,
instead?
I have not traded AMD yet this week, which is a
Mm,
rarity for me.
wow.
So, um, but yeah, I mean, it's not that we haven't broken up or anything. I just
I
some
don't know,
days it
man.
trades well and I get trades, some days I don't. So it's last 2 days haven't. So maybe today's its day. I really don't know. I mean, like I said, the sector's had some moves. I just haven't been able to telegraph them. AMD's just not been calling them out the way I normally expect, and it's not a surprise. The last 2 or 3 times it's been at $100, I haven't liked the way it trades. I'm not sure why. Something happens around 100 just in its movement patterns compared to what I like to see, because I watch it on, like we said, almost every day, and I sort of get familiar with its patterns. For some reason around 100 that pattern changes. I know enough to know that it's changed. I don't know enough, if you will, to understand how to read that and take advantage of it. So I just sit back and wait. It'll come back into play.
All right.
ADT saying I'm just drunk at 100. That's also could be the case, but
That
I
could be
haven't
the
started
case.
drinking yet today, so hopefully I'm good.
All right, there we go. So AMD again, pretty much doing what the market did yesterday. Today, not a whole lot of volume, so we'll keep it off the list for now. If it hits our scanners, tradingterminal.com, get free scanners there. We can always add it back to our list. But Shoto, you're giving us plug, one of our good time friends over, long time friends over on YouTube. No, man, I don't know. It's got some volume, 486, but I don't see really nothing happening in the pre-market, right? The big drop the last couple of days, especially on Monday. Look at it Monday, man. It really took a hit. So again, maybe it's leveling off here, but I'm not seeing anything right now. We really got to wait for the market to open. Is this thing going to get any volume? And is it going to trade well, right? So this is more of a wait and see. Um, yeah, I won't have it on my list, but we kind of have to wait for the market open to see what kind of action you're going to get there. So INTC, yeah, we had that one on our gap up list. The issue with that one is it trades so choppy, right? So it is up 2.4, 421. It does have some news, so maybe today, you know what? This might be worth adding as a top possible. I'm still not convinced it's going to trade clean. This is why I'm not too eager to put it on my main list here. It's just it has let me down so many times, guys. So even when it has news, I'm just not inclined to put it up here. But let's keep it here, right? They have news today, Peter, which seems to be somewhat decent, right? It's positive news.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much of a reaction we're going to get at the market open on it. So
Yeah, I usually you don't get a lot on Intel, so but we'll see. I mean, I said the sector's been moving fairly well, and they were holding their levels yesterday, so we'll see what it chooses to do today.
yeah, we sure will. All right, 901 guys, let's get over to our community events and announcements. We'll come back and fine tune this list. Right now we have PLTR, which again has been moving well all morning. Was the first one on our gap up list very early on with some volume, already almost 2 million shares traded. We got Tesla, which has been moving well. It's got to have a better morning than yesterday, man. We really, I know you traded this well, Peter. I'm not sure how you traded it, but if you're looking for an ORB breakout, it was a tough one yesterday morning. So hopefully better action today. Nvidia is looking good, and then we also have Apple here as well, moving
Well,
decent.
and that's the good news for me, right? Because I don't tend to trade the open, so I just look for the moves afterwards. So you're right. I mean, Tesla
Yeah,
was pretty choppy, a little ugly at the open yesterday, but then it settled out nice and gave some good moves. So, anyways, that's what I like.
yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going on, man. You're trading pre-market, you're trading Tesla, you're not trading AMD. Scary stuff happening here, guys. The world is
I'm not
changing.
sure. I come back from vacation and it's all topsy turvy. Hey, well, that's what happened. A little perspective on life, maybe. All right. Well, speaking of getting perspective on life, it's Wednesday today, which means we talk psychology here at Bearable Traders, and we've got a webinar tonight with Dr. Kenneth Reed. We love having Dr. Reed with us, and it's good to have him back. He's here at 8 o'clock tonight. It's a regular time for one of these webinars, and he's going to talk about the confidence trap. How do you manage confidence? How do you make sure there's always a balance, right? You have to be confident enough to trust your strategies and take the trades, but not so overconfident you get blind to the signals that may give you some warning signs. So, how do you manage that balance? He's going to use examples from trading and other industries to give you some insight and hopefully some trips. Oh my God, tricks and tips you can use, if I could say it. So 8 o'clock tonight for all of our elite members. That's in the webinar room. And as always, these are recorded and available for you later if you want to watch them. But we always recommend you attend live so you can ask your questions, get that interaction with Dr. Reed. Now, next week, we've got another excellent webinar with Kreda. I love Kreda. I have mentored with her personally. I think she's fantastic. Whenever she's with us, though, her webinars are early. So, as I always remind you, it's at 5 o'clock, so 1 hour after the close. That's next Wednesday, October the 11th, on Mastering Your Mindset. So, tonight, it's at 8. Next Wednesday, it's at 5. Hopefully, you will be there to attend both. All right, that's the Wednesday cycle. Let's take a look at some levels. And Carlos, in the meantime, I'm going to get I'm going to look up our IPOs and get my list together, and we'll get ready here. Oh yeah, I can't forget to tell you about our specials. I mean, my goodness, I do it every morning. You think I'd remember that by now? If you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, you need to the blue plate special. We do have a blue plate special, and it's the intro offer using the code premarket24. If you type that into the discount code area, you'll get a discounted rate of only $24 for listening to us right here and now. So hopefully you'll join us. Just kick the tires. If you just wanted to check us out, see if it's worth your time. We have a lot of pride in the community, and the members that we've got here are a great trading community, but we acknowledge it's not for everybody. But if it is for you, then you might want to join on a more regular basis using the basic or elite monthly packages, or of course, the best deal always is the elite annual. So hopefully you will check that out. Those are available on our website, by the way. Just go to bearabletraders.com and you can find all of the details. All right,
All
there we
right.
go. Thanks,
Thank you,
Joe.
Peter. Appreciate that. Let's hop in here, guys, and do some levels. So PLTR, Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple right now on my list. And some of these levels we had yesterday are actually going to be good for today because if you look at Apple, for example, hasn't really moved much away from where we had it here, right? So if we take this one here, this 172, I'm just gonna slide this down to our high of our pre-market over at 171.78. So we'll leave that there. Once we do that, we move this one up a little higher, 169.03. We'll move it over there to our low of our pre-market to 169.26. And once we do that, this is still in play, 167.61. We got more newer data, right? The last two trading days, highs and lows. So that stays there, which again, this level, this 171 has been a very big level for Apple. You can see it there, support resistance in the last 4 days, right? So 4 days of trading even into last week, we closed around here. That has been an area of interest for Apple, as you can see. Towards the top, previous day close, and then we have the highs for the last two trading days around 173.59 and also 174.26. So I think that's plenty. I don't think you need to add anything else right now. And Apple's daily looks really good. Like there's some really good levels here. Look at yesterday. Yesterday, again, not a whole lot of movement and a doji candle there. Yeah, we'll see where this goes. Big indecision yesterday on Apple. I started from the bottom, so we'll just keep going on our way up here. Here's Nvidia. We'll do levels for this one. 429.54 is the low of the pre-market. We'll slam a level there, and then right in here on the daily, I like this level 422.22. You see tons of support resistance happening there. A couple of days just slamming into that. So you definitely want to have a level there as well. And then towards the bottom, if we were to drop more, 416.54, also a good area. Got a couple of days opening, closing right around there. Towards the top, previous day close, highs and lows for the last two trading days. We need something between here. We got a nice big gap from 450 to 440, and we're actually on the way up here. So I'm not sure if breakout situation is going to be in play today. But if we look in the middle of this gap that we have here, around 444.66. I think that's a good one because if you draw a line right there, you can see it's a couple of days slamming into that as well. So you definitely want to have that there, here, and some more stuff happening there. So opening and closing right at the 444.66. So that looks really good there.
Here,
Go
here,
ahead.
here, 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 and there.
What? Say it again.
You were just pointing out all the areas, a lot of areas of support there. So
Yeah. The more, the better. Absolutely. And then 450, obviously, supported here by your highs of the last two trading days. All right, so that's Nvidia. Let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla again, just kind of stuck right in the middle of the highs and lows of the last two trading days. So just naturally, you're surrounded by tons of support and resistance here. Let's see what's missing. Maybe our high of our pre-market. Let's mark that down. That is for 248.62. So we'll slam a level there. As you guys slam your thumbs up over on YouTube, really appreciate that. Sitting at 81. Yes, the last 2 days, man, we're doing really good. We got 160 on Monday. We got another 155 yesterday. So I think I'm going to move it up to 160. We're doing excellent. And we got a new member,
all
GS,
right,
who joined the community recently, right? GS. He logs onto YouTube, hits the like button, and then he comes into our chat room. So thank you for that, man. We appreciate appreciate your commitment to keeping our likes up there.
very kind.
Very kind, very kind. 248.63 is the high of the pre-market. And then once you smack that level there, I think you're set, guys. Highs and lows for the last two trading days got you completely covered here on Tesla. You do not need to do anything else. Really love the daily. We're seeing a lot of support. I'm feeling a little long bias on it. Let's see what the market says, but it looks good up to 255. Let's hope we can get some good continuation moves on Tesla. But really like that one. One of our favorite ones this morning and has been since I guess the beginning of this year or the beginning of time. Who knows? High of the pre-market and POTR, 1564. Good level there. Good action so far this morning. This one could be a hit or miss. It can do so well. It did yesterday. Let's hope that continues today. Daily's a little bit messy, but there are some levels of importance that we can mark down, like this one here, 1527. Let me make sure. Hold on. Let's zoom in a little more. Yeah, 1525, right? You got a lot of days just slamming into that there, so that's good. So you want to have a level there, and then highs of the last two trading days are doing a good job as well. So again, gapping up today. We sold off very aggressive yesterday. We're gapping up, and we're pretty much covering the entire sell-off from yesterday. So showing a lot of strength this morning as we're up 4%. 2 million shares trade. So I like this one today. I'm hoping it can trade well. So POTR is looking good. All right, that is our list, my friends. POTR, Tesla, Nvidia, Apple. Moderators are putting their list together. I see Jared has released his sound bites. You can get those in chat. And we'll wait for our moderators to throw out more tickers here this morning. All right, what else do we have, Peter? Anything else on your end?
Nothing, man. I'm just shopping for cars in the UK, which is a weird experience. So
Shopping for cars in the UK. Are you moving to the UK?
no, my son lives there, so
Oh, that's
yeah,
right. Yeah, yes,
trying,
yes, yes, yes.
trying to help him out. But did you know the company MG? Total random here, but for everybody, we're
We
maybe
got a
the
little time.
EV sector was on my mind because I was shopping for cars this morning. MG, remember MG? I always think about those little sports cars that people used to have in their driveway that always broke down and leaked oil all over the place. Yeah, Raf, I'm not surprised you own one. That would have been like the sort of hip, cool car to have in your era, right?
Yes,
I mean, if
yes.
you got one that was good, it was okay and it would last for a while. But most people, they just were always trying to fix it, and just it was leaking oil all over the place. But anyways, yeah, those little guys. But so the company got bought out a few years ago by a Chinese company, and they're now producing like little SUVs and things. And anyways, they're on sale all over the UK. If you look up the MG ZS or ZS or something like that, it's is that it? Yeah. ZS. It's like they're doesn't look anything like those old cars. They look like a Mazda. So, anyways, I don't know if they're any good or not, but yeah, the MGs are everywhere in Dubai. Well, I guess they find specific markets and they're able to market them. So there you go. But my son was looking at one, and I'm trying to find the history. They're middle of the range safety ratings, and they cut out all of the modern like collision avoidance and stuff like that. Don't
Hmm.
don't even exist. They don't do that. So
Don't do any of that.
they don't have any of that stuff. So
Oh man, it
yeah,
is it
yeah,
is crazy.
that's what I found out. It's basically they just borrowed the badge. It has the new cars have nothing to do with the old cars. Like they're just not even similar because they're made out of Taiwan, Singapore, and somewhere else. But anyways, yeah, it's fascinating, right? That sometimes that especially cars these days, like you're never quite sure what the brand represents or where they're from with all the buyouts we've had over the last
Hmm.
20 years or so. It's
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
and
Well,
it's
guess
not like there's so many brands out there. Like this is what we trade all the time, right? Like
yeah.
I'm waiting. I've said this before. I'm waiting for I haven't seen any XPEV or Neo cars or any of those. I'm amazed that they haven't tried the North American market. But it's interesting how used to be you had to hit the North American market if you wanted to be considered a
Hmm.
global player. Nowadays they don't. Right, there are tons of brands you can get across Europe, Asia, and the Asia Pac sort of region that don't exist in North America. Like we're used to sitting here, Canada, U.S. Carlos, like we know our brands. You got Fords, you got GMs, you got the Japanese brands, right, with your Mazdas and your Hondas and your Toyotas and that. Like it's the same brands it's been for the last 20 years.
Since
We're
ever.
missing out on
Yeah.
all the new fun, right? Anyways,
Uh,
I find it fascinating.
it is.
Changing
Cars
world.
are just it's just crazy, man. I still have a really old car, 2001 Honda Civic, stick shift, and,
Oh,
and it's no rear view camera, no nothing. And I gotta drive once in a
ah,
while, so it can still move, whatever. So it doesn't kind of deteriorate on me.
I love
And
I love my Hondas, man. I've had a
oh,
series
it's
of
it's
Hondas,
it's
and they've
great. This
always
thing will
been
run
great.
forever. And
Yeah, they're
I,
good.
I
It's like an old Toyota. You get an old good Toyota or a Honda. Sometimes
never
they'll just
dies.
everything breaks. All the accessories break, but the car will start every time, and it gets you where you
Yep.
need to go.
Door
So
handles miss. It's just I don't know. I still have it. I should get rid of it. But anyways, I don't want to get rid of it. It's been with us forever. I was backing up the other day. I'm just like, man, this. What am I doing? Like, what? You don't put. Have you done this in a car? Like, you just
yeah,
don't.
there's a lot of value with the old shoulder check. One hand on the wheel, one hand over
Oh
the
my
passenger
goodness.
seat, driving backwards. Come on, man.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
that's that's how you're supposed to do it. Anyways.
it's, it's wild. All right, friends, take a look at our moderators list. Still, not a whole lot here. Just Peter right now. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get them in. Eamon's coming in. We'll look at our moderators list, and then we'll hand it over to Brian and Andrew trading live this morning. Um,
Domina, you're so right. I love it. Turn down the music so you can see better. Isn't it true? Like
You
if you're
have to
trying to do a tricky
turn
maneuver
off
in a
the radio
car,
to park. You have to turn off the
yeah,
radio to park. To parallel
yeah.
park,
Well,
absolutely.
we
There's some
I think
connection there. If you don't do
we
that
all do it.
properly, you could get into trouble. It just doesn't work. All right,
All right, we
friends. We'll
digress.
wait for a few more to come in here, kind of give you our moderators list. There's Store. We'll wait for Andrew. I know Andrew's on early. He has great internet connection, by the way. Was able to share his screen with no problem yesterday in trade.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Yeah, join for the Open. We can hear more about his day and what exciting adventures he's getting to in where is he? Vietnam, right? I think he's still in
Vietnam. Yeah.
Vietnam.
Yep. Follow him on Twitter. So I'll put in a couple of things on there so you can follow him on Twitter at barebootraders.com. So, or X Twitter, whichever you call it. All right, here it is, friends. Let's take a look at it. So right now, no IPOs, no SPACs for today. Peter, you have AMD, Tesla, Apple, secondary list, INTC, and American Airlines. Eamon, you're looking at American Airlines risky. My focus on reversals today. Thor, overall market spies in the queues, Nvidia and Tesla on his list. So for us here, I am looking at POTR, Tesla, Nvidia, and Apple for right now. I got a couple of possibles, INTC, Mara, and Meta. And then we got two really low flow, very scary situations here, CDT and also FRLN. 74% up this morning, 42. But again, I don't think they're really tradable. They're going to be more for fun and entertainment purposes only. So over on YouTube, guys, thank you so much. Sitting 135 likes. We'd love to be at 160 if we can. Above 150, 160 will be amazing. So if just a couple of you guys can do that for us, that would be incredible. Yeah, we will call it here, guys. Let's just want to give a minute, see if Brian comes in with a buzzer beater on his list. He usually does. There it is. There's Brian. Nvidia, Tesla, and AMD for Brian today. Perfect, guys. Trade safe. Have an amazing Wednesday. We will see you guys tomorrow at 8:30. Take care, guys, and have a good one.
Take care, everyone. Trade smart.